They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because when is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's the man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all, and for the truth the lies must fade away. It's been a long time coming, yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking, it won't be long to make our dreams come true, for a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. How about you? For the master, master teacher, freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, we come from earth, we may be, but we are life-born spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, bring it master teacher, bring it freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, bring it master teacher, bring it freedom for the master, master teacher, 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 freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to divide brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down and make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because when is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, 'cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all, and for the truth the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. But how about you? For the master, master teacher, freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom for the master. Freedom. Master teacher. Freedom for the master. Freedom. Master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn. We come from earth, we may be, but we are life on spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Bring a master teacher, bring a freedom for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Bring a master teacher, bring a freedom for the master. Master teacher, 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 freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down to make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult.
Bring home now, bring home now. It's freedom, master teacher, freedom, master teacher. Bring home now, bring home now. It's freedom, master teacher, freedom, master teacher.
There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do everything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our
He's
opposition?
been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all, and for the truth the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long make our dreams come true, for a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. Spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down and make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamarae. He put his life on the line for us all, and for the truth the lies must fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking, it won't be long to make our dreams come true, for a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. How about you? For the master, master teacher, freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master, master teacher, freedom for the master, freedom. on spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Bring the master teacher, bring the master teacher for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Bring the master teacher, bring the master teacher for the master. Master teacher, freedom 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 for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down and make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do everything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, 'cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamarae. He put his life on the line for us all, and for the truth the lies must fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. How about you? For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. 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 Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, we come from earth, we may be, but we are life on spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Freedom, master teacher, freedom for the master. Bring the master teacher, bring the freedom for the master.
everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down and make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult. There's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamarae. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. How about you? For the master, master teacher. Freedom 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 for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Think not that we are earthborn, we come from earth, we may be, but we are life on spirit, and without knowing we can never be free. Knowledge of this was lost when we were cast into blindness. The master teacher came and broke the chains of bondage. For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, freedom, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring it master teacher. Bring it freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, bring it master teacher. Bring it freedom for the master. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 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 Freedom for the master.
They did everything in their power to take this land and make sure that what's happening right now does not go on. They tried every trick in the book. They ain't finished. They tried slander, defamation of character. They tried to lock brothers up, harass sisters on the street, stop every car coming down and make sure they did everything they could. And not one person come out and help us. Why? Because they had us marked as a cult. Oh, there's some crazy suicide cult.
Bring home now.
there's a concentrated effort to stop it. They'll do anything to stop us, especially now. Because where is our opposition?
He's been fighting for us for so long. So many schools of thoughts we've been through, yeah, to keep us strong. So tell me, what is it that you're willing to do to make our dreams come true? Yeah, make our dreams come true. Been a long time coming, but now we're here. So won't you stand up and show no fear? For the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. 'Cause he's a man of the hour. They kidnapped him for building Tamare. He put his life on the line for us all. And for the truth, the lies must fade away. Fade away. It's been a long time coming. Yes, let's be strong. For the 7 seals are breaking. It won't be long to make our dreams come true. For a life that's new. Some are called and few are chosen. Said, how about you? The master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the master, master teacher. Freedom for the...
Rahubat Moisar. Greetings, family, as we say in our tones of Miss Batia. It means once again we're live on OSM, Our Souls Matter, and we want to share the good news from the master teacher Pa Nabab Yanun, known to many as Dr. Malachi Kobina York, the author of in excess of some 1,000 books, still counting, covering every subject matter you can think of, because he basically stood up in front of the world and said, come and ask me anything, because he's here for the lost, those who were lost. And we refer to him as our savior, the black Messiah, okay, the lamb. And for those who have been walking with the master teacher for years, you should remember the phrase, peace in the lamb is truly wonderful. And it really is indeed very wonderful, because to have the opportunity to have all your questions answered that you've ever sought answers for but couldn't find. You know, so he's arrived and came here in 1945, the original disclosure of aliens, because he's an extraterrestrial, some call aliens. So he arrived with the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, tested by questions to which he provided answers for since 1970 AD, which was the ending of the moon cycle, officially in the year 2000 AD. And yeah, from that point on, the sun cycle is here, and he's referred to and known as the Son of Righteousness. And this is referenced in Malachi chapter 4 verse 2. So Dr. Malachi Z. York is here and has been teaching and answering questions ever since. Even in his retirement, he has still continued to give us our culture, known as Wu-Sabat. Okay, it's known by many, many, many words. Only to us, we know the true meanings of Wu-Nuat, Wu-Nupu, Wu-Sabat. And so he's here really, as I said, he incarnated. He's an incarnation. He incarnated here to save those who are lost. So it is for you to find your way to the true light, okay? Because light has many forms, and the true light, which will help you to know where you're going. And one of the things he keeps emphasizing consistently is we must come together in love and unity. And one of his favorite sayings as well, other than don't believe me, check it out, is no one wins the race in racism. Okay? So yeah, you can find us here every Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m. GMT. And we have classes every Saturday as well, same time, which are available online. So you can tune in on YouTube, TikTok, join on Zoom. We got many shorts on Instagram, Facebook. You can even join live on Facebook, you know. So we make ourselves accessible to everyone on the planet around the world. So if you have any of those burning questions you would like answered, you know, ask us anything and we will do our best as student teachers of the master teacher, Partner Babyanun. And if we can't answer the question, we have other student teachers that may be able to answer because they may have been in that forum, in that particular class, or may have read a book that, you know, I may never have read, or may have been in a position where the master was live and he gave an answer to something that I may not have been present. So yeah, we will ask student teachers, and if we can, ultimately get it answered by the master teacher, who does and is still able to answer all questions put to him till this day. So without further ado, let's look at who's tuning in. As we know, we get our regulars, but we like to see new faces, new souls. All right, Soldad Rahubat Musa, She LNF Local Rahubat, Reye Sananda in the house, Rahubat, Final Leon, Rahubat. Yeah, Rahubat to everyone joining. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name, XOMXRV, Rahubat. Kyle, Miraculous, Rahubat. Okay, and everyone joining. Unfortunately, I can't Rahubat everyone, but Coco Brown is in the house, Rahubat. Miss Twana, Rahubat. Who else is on? Mr. Papi, Rahubat. Christina, Rahubat. Yeah, everyone that's on, remember to like, to share, to invite other people. Nigel, Rahubat. Okay, let's see who else is on the other platforms. Okay, Kevin Navek, Rahubat. Delilah, Rahubat. TZS. Sorry, that name's hard, but Rahubat anyway. Nigel Gnomes, Rahubat. Nava, Rahubat. All right, and Rahubat to everyone on TikTok, Rahubat to Instagram, Rahubat to everyone tuning in. As you know, we do this live every Tuesday, so if you have questions you would like to get answered, you can put them in the chat. We have a live number, right? WhatsApp number, so you can call from anywhere in the world. And that number is, if you're calling from outside London, +44 753 996 3882. I'll repeat that one more time. +44 UK number, area code, right? 753 996 3882. All right, that's the number to call in live if you'd like to ask a question. You can also leave voice notes. All right, so you have many ways of reaching us. All right, so we can get your questions answered. Just waiting for more people to join, and of course the numbers on screen all the time. All right. Yeah, this Miss Iris Moss is the one. Very refreshing, very refreshing. Lots of nutrients and minerals. Okay, let's see. Okay, got the TikTok family. Do you believe there's a God? This is TikTok from Georges or George Z. Yes, I'm going to answer that question. The thing is, with Wu-Sabat, you may be new, so sometimes we have to reiterate information that those who have been with us for a long time may already know the answer to. So those who already know, be patient for those who have just joined, because you were once where they are, and we were all once where, we were a baby and we're walking and we're growing. So we don't believe, or shall I say, we believe until we know. There's a big difference, because you can believe something and be 100% wrong. And there's nothing wrong with you believing. However, you should graduate from believing, because belief is based on not knowing. In fact, if you go on Google, go on your smartphone and look up the definition for belief. Even before that, you can just look at the word, because sometimes it's right in front of your face. You see the word lie in the middle of it, because someone can make up a lie and people believe it, and that's a belief. And just because you believe it or a group of you believe it together doesn't make it true. So case in point, someone can make up a story like Father Christmas. You know, they give him a character, they give him a suit, they give him a place where he lives, they give him, what he does, he has reindeers, and he flies in this, what do they call that his mobile that he, slate. Yeah, the slate. And he knows what's in every children's heart. He knows who's been good and who's been bad, and he's going to bring presents through the chimney for Christmas, etc., etc. Now, that's a nice story and it's a good belief, but it's not true. But people have been believing that for hundreds of years. Okay? So let me answer the question. So that's just dealing with the word belief. And the definition is going to be, to believe something means you're accepting something that is not proven or that you do not know. Okay? And the word know, in comparison, is the first part of the word knowledge. So to have knowledge is to know. And so you should be seeking right knowledge. Because even then, when we say knowledge, there's right knowledge and there's wrong knowledge. So just having knowledge doesn't mean that it's, again, right. Because there's right and there's wrong. So to answer the question of God, all right, what is God? Because the first thing you have to say is, what is it? What is it? Because when you say, do you believe in God? You have to first of all, define what it is. What is it? What is it made of? What is it composed of? Where is it? You see, because you have to say, what is it? Because it's not a person. Is it a person? Is it a place? Or is it a thing? Either one, if it's a thing, it's composed of something. It's got to have elements. It's got to be of some material. And what is that material? What is it? Because you cannot make claims and say, you can make a story up. Is a he, for example. He is in heaven. He sits in the throne. No. Let me give you the answer according to Parnabab Yanun. What is God? That is why I'm here, he says, right? Parnabab Yanun, he says, that's why I'm here in this skin suit. Okay? He says, what is Gadad? Because the word God is really Gadad. The answer is deity is fakor, thought. So it's a thought, all right? And so God is a thought, because it's a thought in your mind, in your head. And then he says, what is a thought? Thought is shayurnos, consciousness, right? Because to have a thought, you have to be conscious. And so the question goes, what is consciousness? Being aruf, aware, that of nafash, self, being aware of self, able to be inspired or with nafash, spirit. And where is gadad, what you're translating as God? A, he's seated in your dama, brain, as your nanas gadat, pineal gland, between your two dhakul galus, thalamus, and nakhum, pituitary gland. Those are the seats of I am. Yeah? So it's in your consciousness sitting between your pineal gland and your thalamus and pituitary gland. Okay? So there is no God or gods outside of us. Like the body is composed of kheleu, cells, to make up the khatat, body. So also is it with deities. Each of us say, I am. And the answer is, all is I am. All right? So if you start to break things down, that's why I'm asking, I'm almost finished with the answer of that. You have to look at when he says things are composed of elements, you have to say, or the body is composed of cells, you have to come from what we call density, right? Because density becomes matter, yeah? Matter becomes atoms, yeah? Atoms compose cells. These cells make up organs, and the organs make up the parts of your body. So you can break things down, like from the most minute particle to the most dense. Things are composed of things. So we are all gods. Yes, by whichever language or tongue. Look at it like this. The Christian Bible says of Adam in Luke 3:38, Adam, which was the son of God. So God is his father. Now look at Genesis 1:26, 27. The Jewish part, it says, and God said, let us make man, Adam, in our own image after our likeness. And it's clear in verse 27. So God created man, Adam, in his own image. So God is Adam's father. He looked like him and acted like him, just as you are with your own father. Okay? He passed on to you, your father, 23 chromosomes of himself. And then you have 23 from your mother to make up your 46 chromosomes. This is what I'm saying. When you say, what is it composed of? Or to get to the nafash, the self, it's 1/3 your mother, 1/3 your father, and 1/3 you, or yourself, or spirit. It's the same as God and you by your muslafu, ancestors. All right? All of you are gods, all the way back to the first, yet you started with your own moreu, parents. You're one God. And the question is, what do you mean? Well, love, your 1/3 makes you unique. No one was ever exactly the same as you. Okay? And then there's a question, what about identical twins? The answer, they are never the same as the akal. Mind won't allow that. They don't see things the exact same way or time. And if you're the one in your 4 generations back that saved the Moisar family by your success, then you're the greatest god of your line. If you're the smartest, then you're the supreme being of your line. Or you could be the evil or devil in your Moisar family line. A new line starts with you and your mate if you two have offspring, and they have no other God besides you. So I hope that is clear, that God is a concept in your mind, and it's a concept that man created, and people say God created man. But without the books and the stories that have been made up, God wouldn't exist. So if, for example, you lived in the most remote jungle on the planet and have never heard of a religious book such as the Bible, the Quran, or any other book that mentions this word, this concept of a God, it wouldn't mean anything to you. It wouldn't exist to you, but you would still be alive. You would be living. You would be living by way of nature, you know? And every day you got up, you would just live without that concept, without that thought being implanted in your mind. So God is created by man and not man. Sorry, man created God and not God creates man. Because without man-made books, without anyone telling you of these terms, God would not exist to you. So you would be the only God that you know, or your parents, or their parents, or their parents, or their parents. And it goes back as far as you can go back to the first people. All right? Okay, let's move on. I hope that really clarified for you the question that you asked, do you believe in God? And that was on TikTok, all right? All right, let's see what else we have. You don't make no sense. That makes perfect sense. What are your thoughts on African indigenous spirituality since you are against religion? People be making up stuff. We never said we are against religion. We've never ever said we're against religion. So don't put words in our mouth. What we say is we know that religion has a birth date. We have an actual fact called the birth of religion, all right? Because there was a time where there was no religion. So religion was put in motion by those who created religion. And we don't have a problem with people believing in religions. And if it works for you, that's for you. But for us, as Nagaru or Negroid, we are the most religious people on the planet. We go into all the religions. We've been in Islam, we've been in Christianity, we go to every religion, and what we find is that it doesn't represent us, okay? It doesn't help us. It doesn't do anything for us. Because when we start to dissect it, most religions are in the image and likeness of the people that belong to that race. So we realize that as we walk backwards to go back to who we are and where we started, we didn't have a religion. We had a way of life, a culture, which is rich, which is where religions were borrowed from in the first place. So we have our culture, which is Wu-Sabat. And another thing I must make very clear to people, we are not here trying to convince you or recruit you or any of that, because the facts and the truth will make you free. You just got to know what is truth and what is not true, because it says in all those religious books that when the truth comes, all false things will perish, and they're perishing now because the truth is here. I started off saying that our master teacher, Partner Babyanun, Dr. Malachi Z.K. York, is an incarnation whose job is here to come and dispel of lies and to bring you the truth. Whether you accept truth or not, it won't change from being the truth. And those who know, and it will resonate with them when they hear it. because it's a vibration, it's a frequency, it's a tone. So we do not say that we allow people to be what they want, but we know that religion is based on belief, whereas Wu-Sabat is based on actual fact, master secrets, and our way, Patarat. Okay. Rahubat caller. First caller, how are you doing today? What's your name, where you calling from, and what's your question, please?
Good evening. Thank you very much. It's a big honor talking with you. It's my first time. Firstly, I want to apologize that my English is not very good. It's not my first language, and I try to be communicatable. Thank you very much, Rahubat.
Rahubat, your English is fine. I can hear you perfectly well, so go ahead.
Great. I'm speaking from Angola, and my language is Portuguese. I had contact with your message, the message of OSM Vision, and before that, I've read something about Dr. Malachi and many things on the internet. Today I'm very nervous, but
okay.
let me ask you my question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Very nervous. So it's a special time right now, you know. I know only one person in my country who is your student. And let me ask you, what do you have to say about the new times we are living? What we need to do to avoid the control we have faced, that's on foods, on media, entertainment, religions, all those big events that are doing to control ourselves, and they have been with a big successful. They have been successful. There is a feeling that there isn't much time left. You know, our life is too short here. We are left with nothing to lean on. Doubt must be disappeared. So I think there is a feeling inside me and inside many people that we have to clarify all our doubts, because there are many religions, many messiahs, if we can say, pastors, preachers. So what does teacher Malachi, the great teacher, teach about salvation? So how Nuapian teach us about salvation, what we have, in which point we have to gathering all our energy, because I think it's an existential question. Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. What we teach by way of Dr. Malachi Zio, the great master teacher, Parnabab is that you have to start from yourself first. As you have just said, like once you first come into awareness and recognize that you have had misinformation or distortion of information for so long, because it has trapped your mind from knowing who exactly you are and who and what God is and what God is not. That breaks the spell, right? The spell of relying or thinking that someone else is going to come and help and save you and do what you need to do for yourself. So the first part is to do it yourself, and that's to start to study the books and study the scrolls and join the classes and ask questions until things that were very complicated or mystified or made to be outside of your reach become clear and real and demystified. And that's what we do. And once you do that, this is what they're talking about when they say the truth will make you free, because although they misquote that and say set you free, because the point of one word and a letter can make a big difference, right? So they change and switch words and play tricks like the truth will set you free, which automatically or subconsciously means that you're waiting for someone, because for someone to set you free is not the same as you making yourself free. So when you go and read the quote again now, it's going to say make you free, because you've got to make yourself free. Free mentally, and then you will, because when you look at the word, like the word religion, it means to bind, right? Or to give allegiance, or to be part of something that you have, been bound to. So when they start off, it starts off with you having to take some type of ritual to say you're born again, or it's a baptism ceremony, or you're taking a shahada. These are rituals where you are actually now confirming and giving yourself to these legions of, it tells you even in the Bible that there are many legions. So that's how you bind yourself. So you have to unbind yourself it's like a contract basically. So you have to make that choice consciously to say, I now want to know the truth. I relinquish any type of ritual or anything that was binding me to give myself and my energies to these unknown gods or terms and words that you're using. Once you do that, you start to find out and learn and research, and you'll find that the truth is actually right in front of your face all the time. It's inside your DNA, it's inside your being, it's encoded in you. So you have to first start understanding. You start to learn about yourself, like, what makes you operate at your optimum potential. So you have to look at what you're eating, what you're exposing yourself to, and that could be anything to do with music, food, places you go, materials you wear, literally everything that you have to now start to look at and say, why am I doing this? Does this make sense? Is this enhancing or helping my life and helping my inner being to grow? And then you start to eradicate. So you're basically remolding yourself, yeah? And you see that your health will get better, your mental health will get better, and you will start to operate with confidence in the knowing as opposed to the believing. And once you do that, you start to come across other people. You mentioned there's one other person already that, is a student of Wu-Sabat. So you'll be surprised. It's like the minute that light bulb comes on, you ever see the situation where, let's say you want to buy a brand new car or buy a car, and as you're thinking of a car you like, everywhere you go, you start to see the car. But prior to that, you didn't even notice that car existed. So it's the same thing. It's like you switch on the bulb and then your eye opens up. This is why in the Bible, it starts off in Genesis telling you that the one thing they were told by this being called God was that they shouldn't touch the tree that was put in the midst of the garden, the tree of knowledge to know good from evil. Because once you know, you start making decisions for yourself. And they will lie to say, when you turn on that light, when your eyes are open, you will die if you eat of the fruit that's going to turn them on. But when they didn't die. And it tells you, if you continue reading, that they were now able to know good Elohim from bad Elohim, to know good from evil. It's the same with you. Like, if you have, imagine this room was you, right? Your body. I put them side by side. The room has a number of light bulbs, right? And let's say if you had 5 light bulbs and they were all on, the room would be full of light and bright. But some of the bulbs could be dead or dim. And if you look at your body being, as they say, the temple, you have these seats within you, people refer to them as chakras, and they are light or energy seats that need to be turned on. And the more you turn them on, because some are dim, some are not even activated yet, but it tells you that if your eye, is open, you will be full of light. And the eye they're talking about is the pineal gland, or the part of you that is able to receive and see what we will call into dimensions, and being able to be perception. So what we're saying to you is the knowledge will then start to open you up. Obviously the knowledge plus action, the right knowledge, I should say. And then your being that's full of light will start to glow, and your aura, which is the electromagnetic part of you, which is able to then flourish, and you can now have a different type of energy because you're able to subdue or control the parts of you that are not leading you in the right direction, and then you enhance the ones that are. This is why we teach you have both natures, agreeable and disagreeable, within you, and you have to learn how to control yourself. And then you meet other people, like-minded people, and then you can start going to classes or join a community of other people that are already on the journey, and together you start to know and work together in the sense of what we're doing from the inside, because we have a guide and someone that, you know, has come to teach us how to navigate our way through this life and everything that is going on, and, you know, to lead us to where we're going. And we actually have a master's secret called salvation. So you asked that specific question as well. So every word, every question that people have, you will find that the master teacher has already, you know, authored a book, a scroll that addresses that specific point. So even the question, who is God? There's a book called Who is God? You know, what and where is God? You know, there's so many titles that cover every single subject. So you become a part of the community, a part of the family, and you continue to learn and grow, and you will be informed, you know, in the right place at the right time, what to do and how to do it, so that you will be protected and, you know, be aware of what to do and what not to do as we navigate what we're calling the great and dreadful day of the Lord. It's great for some and is dreadful for others, because some people, due to their ignorance, due to their lack of knowledge, due to the fact that they don't want to do the work, they will be caught up. And we say when the truth comes, false things will perish. And that's what will happen. Those who don't perish in the sense of, in every sense you can think of, like physically, mentally, spiritually, and not elevating. And then the others on the other side, and this is not even to be like, because this is open to everyone. Everyone has the same opportunity to hear the good news of Wu-Sabat, to study, to learn, to improve themselves. If they choose not to, that's down to them. If they choose to remain in dead religions, dead books that only speak about dead people and dead things, and eat dead flesh and do dead things, then your vibration is going to be dead. So it's really entirely up to everyone. What we need is more people to help spread the good news to the whole world. That's what Dr. York has been doing ever since he started the mission. And we are now helping and have been helping since we got on into the mission, and our eyes were open. So did that help? Are you still there?
I'm here with all attention. Many thanks.
I was just asking if that has helped you.
Yes, of course. And then I will go on looking for your contents on YouTube and doing my best to develop my English just to understand more and more. Thank you very much.
Your English is great, but yeah, join our official Telegram group, okay, which is posted in the chat. We always ask everyone to join the Telegram group. If you've never done that, you don't know what Telegram is, we've already answered the question, but it's an app just like WhatsApp. You can download it for free. And if you hit the link and you've been contacted in tune with us every single day, and you can ask questions, and other student teachers and myself will answer.
Thanks a bunch. And I have to say that your content are not easy, are not content that are easy to understand, but I think is the way of black people.
Well, it's the way for everyone, but yes, charity begins at home, as they say. But you can get translators as well that will help you translate anything that might be that difficult.
So let me go out, because other person maybe have question, and then let them do
Sure. Yeah, that's considerate of you. Thank you. Yeah, some people don't, you know, they have to remember that, yeah, other people do have questions too. But go ahead, Zamar. Is there another? No? Okay. All right. I'm going to take the first question on Zoom. On YouTube. Okay, someone says, Carl, Mike, why did you remove my comment? Don't want word to spread that you're I don't know what I was saying. Cosplaying as intellectuals. Yeah, we will remove your comment if they're just trying to take us off a tangent or whatever. So behave. Greetings, caller, live caller. What's your name and where you calling from, and what's your question for today?
Miss Kosisochuku. I'm calling from Nigeria.
Greetings.
It's very, very nice to hear from you. I've been engaging in your content since I feel like I had an awakening, because growing up, I was religious. So I started questioning things. I had doubts.
Okay, so we kind of lost you for a little bit. It was a bit choppy. If you could just try and be a bit more louder, please.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better. Much better.
Yeah, so as I was saying, growing up, I was born into a religious home, or I am born into a religious home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, along the line, I started questioning, you know.
They muted themselves.
I think you've muted yourself. You've gone quiet.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, you're back. Go ahead. Yeah, you keep muting yourself. You may want to try again. But I hear what you were saying. You're saying you were born into a religious family and you had questions. You started to ask questions, but unfortunately, we didn't get the actual question. All right, I'll carry on until he comes back. Man, you guys have so many questions. I'm seeing the questions just fly by. That's why we say join the Telegram group or come and join the classes, because we can only cover so much in these sessions, and you know, you can always get your questions answered. Okay, right, let's see what's the first question. Okay, yeah, we've covered that one. You're right. I like that comment. You can choose to take the truth for yourself or try to stop them like every other silly bit. That's a great point, because we're not some group that just popped up the other day. We've been teaching information and ahead of everyone for over 50 years, right? The master teacher Partner Babyanun broke the seventh seal in 1970 AD. From 1970 AD to the year 2000, it's 30 years. And from the year 2000 to now, it's another what? Nearly 30 years. So we've been doing this, and a lot of others have faded away, and the truth will never stop. And so people who think they can come and, like, we're not trying to gain your followers if you're afraid of your followers leaving, but the ones that are real, that want the truth, are going to leave if you're not giving them truth. So, okay, let's take the live question. Is it the same caller or someone else? Yeah. Greetings, caller. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your question, please?
My name is Kerith Muir from Jamaica.
Greetings, Kerith. I expect your call every week, because you've been very consistent. So go ahead. What's your question for today?
Okay. In the past, you said something about our goal is to become bodiless Ethereans. So when I was looking up the raw material or something like it, like there's this session where Don Elkins and Carla from LL Research channeled a being called Ra. And Ra says that in the sixth density, we're in third density now, but in sixth density, we lose our physical bodies. our bodies become very subtle. So is that the same belief that Wu-Sabat has about us becoming, as I said, bodiless Ethereans?
Keris. We do not have a belief. We teach actual facts. And we don't actually have to go to other people outside of Parnabab Yanun, yeah, to try and validate what we teach. You lose your body, your physical body, in the lowest, which is what we're in now. The three-dimensional world is composed of unseen and seen things. Your physical body, once you crossing over, you lose it then, because it gets what? Ashes to ashes and dust to dust. It goes to the ground, it decomposes, or you get cremated, and that's the physical body gone. You only need it here. So there are different levels of ether. So it's not the 6 that you're going to lose it. But if you did go to the 6, you're starting to deal with ethers going up. Yeah, so we say 6 ether, 7 ether, 8 ether, 9 ether. Once you get to 9 ether, you carry on with 9 to the 9th power of 9. So you lose what you're calling your skin suit, all right, or the physical body, the minute you give up the breath. Because the breath most people know about is dealing with what you're calling nafs, or in the fish, which is they're different portions, and so you don't have what they're teaching you is not necessarily what we teach, and it doesn't mean that it's correct either. You see, so like I said, ask us questions, not based on what other people are teaching, because if you want to follow them and listen to them, you're very much welcome to go to them. But what people do is they go to other people teaching whatever they're teaching, and then they come to us to clarify it or try and compare it, as if to say, oh, they need to validate what we're teaching. We don't need no one else to validate what we're teaching. You don't accept it, you don't accept it. And that's cool. But we know who is the master teacher. We know who's the man of the hour. We know who has proven himself and has been scrutinized, even down to his own personal life, to the point where, and we know how much works he has done. I know the books that he's put out. So everything we teach is in the books, and it's for you, not just the books, but you can get the scroll so that you can research and check things out for yourself. So I don't know who those people are that you mentioned, and to be quite frank, I'm not really concerned. We do study and research and check other people and things out, but at the end of the day, the foundation and what we teach is Wu-Sabat, and we live our culture of Wu-Sabat. So yeah, for those who still are doing research or want to check things out, that's great. We say read everyone's information, research, check everyone, but question them as well, the same way you question us and how you question the master teacher and have questioned him since 1970. In fact, before that, in the 60s till now. Do the same. Like, people will go and listen to other people and don't get the opportunity to scrutinize them and question them, ask them to break down what they're teaching. So does that help? Do you have another question, or can I move on to someone else?
Okay, fair enough. But my other question now is like, since Earth is a third level planet, is there a rule that extraterrestrials are not allowed to interfere with us too much when we're in this early stage of our development?
Again, okay, I'll answer the question, but like I said to you the last time, when you're saying since this and since that, you're already claiming something that may not necessarily align with what we teach. But you're right in the sense that, yes, extraterrestrials are not really supposed to interfere with our development, but some have, by influencing other people, and they can interfere if it's going to cause them harm. Like, for example, I've mentioned previously that when the atomic bombs were dropped back in the world wars, all right, in 1945, where you had Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right, who experienced that for the first time. That level of weapons could have destroyed the whole planet, and that would affect them, extraterrestrials that also live on this planet, and it could have caused a chain reaction where other planets in our solar system would also then get drawn into the sun, and that holocaust would cause like I said, a domino effect that will happen within this galaxy that will affect the galaxy next to this one. We're in the 18th galaxy, so the 19th galaxy would have been affected, and then it would just carry on across, you know, the universes. So when it's detrimental, they will intervene or step in. However, they're not really supposed to interfere with us. But just because you're not supposed to do something doesn't mean that people don't still do it. So many extraterrestrials have violated, you know, what they were not supposed to do, and they had offspring. Yeah, if you read in the Bible, it talks about they took women, right? Genesis, you know, can read 6 and Genesis 6:4. Read the whole of chapter 6. You start to see that there were different. They say Bain Elohim. There were different Elohims or different extraterrestrials that came. Some of them were agreeable, and the ones that were disagreeable, they just took. To just take something, yeah, when you're speaking about women, that's not agreeable. You can't just take, you know. So what I'm saying is you consider natures. So some of them were not supposed to come here, and they did. Some of them were not supposed to procreate or mix their DNA, their genetics with humans, and they did that anyway. And so there are many things, immigration laws, for example, that they violate because they're not supposed to come here. And then you've even got like CERN, who have opened, but they were told not to carry on with the experiments like the second one they did, which, you know what they do, right? They smash atoms together, and they've ended up opening or ripping the fabric of time, matter, and space to the point where disagreeable beings are coming through. You see, so just because they're not supposed to do something that influence us, they still do. Some of them, you know, in the case of the Ashtar command, for example, the Pleiadians, they basically influenced, even when we go to the story of Yakub, the Pleiadians influenced Yakub, the big-headed scientist with 2 brains. They influenced him to do what he did. And then you've got, again, like Hitler. Hitler was, again, influenced by one of the 200 fallen angels, the number 80th, in fact, whose name is also Hitler. Hitla. That's how his name is spelled. Because the Master gave us the names of all the 200 fallen angels. So there are many incidences where they interfere when they're not supposed to. And then it creates a destabilization, chaos, and havoc on the planet. And they eat flesh and eat humans and do abduct beings when they're not supposed to. And even though certain agreements are drawn and made, they still go against them. So yes, and that's why we've arrived at where we are today, where there has to be a reset. You know, they're getting wiped out, those that are being disagreeable or under the 6th ether forces. And so that's happening as we speak. We're hence the, as I said before, the great and dreadful day of the Lord. As we approach, you know, 2030 and beyond, you will see these things come to pass. All right?
Okay, thank you.
Most welcome. Okay, so do we want to go to any other questions, or should I carry on with
I've got a caller back.
the callers back?
Oh, before. Oh,
Okay.
keeps hanging up.
Okay, let's keep going with the questions in the chat then. Kyle Marcel, if you don't want to be here, all you have to do is leave. I know some of you just like to create dissension and divisions. And like, if you don't want to be here and you don't think what we're saying makes sense, why are you here? Just leave, or we will remove you if you continue to cause chaos. All right, go and do whatever and follow whoever else you want to, but don't come on our platform and try to deter and take people away because they've got their own brain. This is what bullies and people that want to enforce their beliefs on other people. If you don't believe it, if you don't want to deal with it, then that's you. But don't try to galvanize other people, because people will make up their own mind themselves. This has been going on for 6,000 years of people trying to tell you how to think and what to think, as opposed to leaving you as the being with your own godliness and mind to make up your own decisions. All right, we have a live caller. What's your name, caller, and where you calling from, and what's your question, please?
My name is Sean Zhao. I'm calling from California, San Francisco.
Rahubat, as we say. Greetings. How are you?
Rahubat.
Go ahead.
I'm great, thank you. I had a question about the celestial devil known as Zuen, his nature.
Right. What's the question?
The question would be, what is the nature of Zuen? Is he a nine ether being?
Okay. There's a bit of an echo coming back. I'm just going to find something where I can just read it for you. And Zuen is just a name. Who is the father of Halal? I'm trying to find something to read for you. Give me a moment. But to answer the question of the nature is the same nature that you see in everyone who does and behaves like he does. And that started off from his son. So as you know, Zuen was the one that a third of the angels fell down with him, and then later on his son Halal, he came down with the 200 fallen angels, because what they tried to do, as you're asking, is reform him by trying to breed and teach him and take that nature of his father away from him, but he still rebelled. And that's where he got all those names like Iblis, which was really talking about him rebelling. And then 200 of the fallen angels came down with him. So, okay, here you go. Right.
I had a question about why do they call him the celestial devil, and what realms does he inhabit, and the type of deal that he did with Enki?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna read from this scroll called 666, Leviathan, the Beast as the Antichrist, Part 1, and from page 322, which is going to answer your question, right?
Which scroll is that, please?
It's called Leviathan 666, the Beast as the Antichrist, but there are four parts to this. This is Part 1. All right.
Okay.
And I'm reading from page 322. All right.
Okay.
So the question is, what are some of the many names of the devil? And the master teacher, Dr. York Parnababianun, answers. First of all, let me explain. There are many devils, or what you refer to as devils, each having a different personality at different times or places. It depends on a lot of factors. Many things come into play when talking about the devil. First, you have Zuen. Right, this is who you're asking about. Or his other name is Tarnush, the father. And then you have Lucifer, or Satan, the son of Tarnush. The devil has many names. He was called different things at different times. Here are the names in modern Arabic and ancient Arabic, Sabaean script. So in the heavens, he was known as Halal, which means the scapegoat. When he fell from grace, he was known as Iblis, which is what I said before, the rebellious one. When cast down to earth, he was known as Azazel, okay? And that means one cast down, removed. Then he's known as Shaitan, or shay, which means thing. Tayin, which means clay, a thing of clay, basically shaitan, right? Translates to. Or shatan, a thing of clay, the one who goes far from the truth, the wicked one. Then you hear min al-kafirun, yeah, from those who conceal what they know to be true, right? So again, these are all names and terms. If you conceal the truth, then you're known as al-kafirun. Okay, let's keep going. The title receives on earth Jan, yeah, who's father of jinn. Jinn is a collective, right? It's a noun from Noble's Quran 1852. Species of angels called cherubims, jinnion, okay? It's an individual is jinn or Jan, who was their father, right? Then you have taghut, which means to transgress, to stray, or tahir, deceived, from the verb takha, takhut, right? And then you have is feminine and masculine, singular and plural. It does not change. Mentioned 8 times in the Noble's Quran. Then you got taghir, the one who transgressed. The noun is toghyan, means transgression of limits. Then you have khanas, which means to retreat, to shrink, or to disappear, to get into heart, derived from the verb kanasa, to go back, disappear. You have Satan and Lucifer are one and the same. They are both referred to as the shining light and the son of dawn, which is the meaning of the word Lucifer. Yeah? And you find that in the Second Testament confirms this in Luke 10:18, where it states, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. And in the 2 Corinthians, it says 11:14, Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. In Sumerian doctrine, he is known as Shamgaz. In Ashuric, Syriac, Arabic, this brightness is defined as Zuharat, and it has many meanings which describe the pale man or physical Satan, shaitan, devil. Okay, so I mean, I can go on and on, but I want to just jump a little bit to the word. It says Zahara. He was a man who became white or pale in the face. The race of physical devil is a human being with white or pale skin. They originally descended from devils with black skin and straight hair, called your original Asiatic black man, or it says Hindus, which are classified under Dravidians, East Indian, from Singh, the 6th planet in Orion, also called Nirvana, and Procyon, or people say Procyon, the English brightest star. Because I don't want to read the whole thing, I'm going to just jump a little bit, but it goes through and gives you all the breakdown of, you know, what you're calling Zuen. He was a person, and he was the one that, when their star system, okay, was being destroyed, as in like when the star collapses, what happens is that they had to find refuge somewhere else, and they were given refuge. Again, I can read a little bit more from another scroll called the Black Book. They were given refuge on risk, all right, to help them. And it's like even here right now, like if our sun was to suddenly die, because it does have a lifespan, because it's only hydrogen and helium constantly converting, right? If it died, we would have to find ways. And this is such a great question, because when we're saying to people that the beings on the planet have to elevate their consciousness to a point where we have to now learn about how we travel intergalactically, because if we did face that same fate, we would have to know how to travel or to be safe in crafts to escape the planet. All right. So the movie Superman shows you this story where, you know, their planet was being destroyed, and the parents put the baby Superman in a little craft or an orb and sent him to Earth. I don't want to digress too much, but I'm just saying that the whole point of alien exposure or disclosure now is so that we can know that there are other life forms that live in other places, and we need to be able to learn how to embrace that community and to be able to also leave here and go back and live. So you have people like Elon Musk, and they're building robots and they're sending shuttles and trying to get off the planet. But let me just read this bit about Zuen again for you. So it says that it was, let me go back a little bit. Right, so I'll just read from where it says that this is explaining what I just really said. It says that these beings, they were escaping their planet, and when this planet, the risk, yeah, where our master teachers from, was visited by these disagreeable beings from a dying star, they were welcomed into the great empire, and those that welcomed them were our ancestors known as the Natharu, and the Sumerians called them the Anutu. And they made a decision they agreed to share one of the 3 continents of planet Risk, because planet Risk has 3 continents known as Zarantu, Danuria, and Kuzmusta, right? So they agreed to give them refuge on the continent called Danuria, okay? In time, these disagreeables had decided that because they lost their home, they were given refuge on Risk in this one continent called Danuria. In time, these disagreeables had decided that they wished to rule the whole planet and even the whole galaxy under the being you're calling Tarnush, or one such being called Tarnush, Zuen, who ruled a variety of star systems prior to this situation. He ruled Draco, right? Aldebaran, Betelgeuse, the Pleiades, Andromeda, and others, all on this side of the Milky Way. All right, so the master goes on to talk about how they discovered these with like the Hubble telescope at the time, but now they've got the James Webb telescope, so they're discovering more. So what basically happened is that then caused a war, right? So I'm going to jump. So it says the disagreeable beings are Dewey and confusion. This is a repeat of what took place on Risk. And then this disagreeable being Tarnush, also known as Beelzebub, Humbaba, Zuen, the dragon, Satan, etc. He wished to rule Ilion. This resulted in the destruction of the shield that protected Risk, much like what the disagreeable amongst your race of humans who are destroying your ozone layer and doing today. Yeah. But yeah, it's a big story, but that's why they fled and came here, and the wars and the conflicts between the gods. We have a book called The Conflicts Between the Gods that will go into more detail about the Zuen incident and, you know, what happened, etc., and how he worked with Enlil and Enki, and then they basically betrayed each other in the end, and there's been that conflict between Enki and Enlil since, and that came all the way to this planet. They had offspring, and those the disagreeable seeds on the planet that tie into those bloodlines with the, you know, the Nephilims and the disagreeable. That war is still going on today between 6 ether and 9 ether beings. I know I gave you a lot of time, but I hope that helped you in some way.
Yes, it did. I just want to say thank you, and I think I'll be getting that scroll because it's very...
It's very informative indeed, yes.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're most welcome. All right. Until next time, Wadu. Okay, so let's see what TikTok's saying, because TikTok's going. Somebody said, can I get the jacket you're wearing? You have to really understand, like they say, pictures tell 1,000 words, right? And if you really truly want to get the jacket, You have to fully understand what it represents, and B, work your way into knowing that. And if you really, want to be a part of that, then you may definitely be able to get one. All right. Kingsmen, big up you, my brother. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Do you have classes in Birmingham? We actually have a brother in Birmingham, and he does classes at the moment, but they're online. So connect with the Telegram group so we can give you all this information. I have another live caller. So Rahubat caller, greetings. What's your name? Where you calling from, please? And what's your question? Live caller.
Greetings.
Rahubat.
My name is Jacob. I'm calling from Johannesburg, South Africa.
Greetings. Welcome. Go ahead. What's your question?
My question is about the Anunnaki, as we have explained previously, that the Anu is the leadership or is the leader, and then Na is the group of people in the group of 50s. Ki is F. My question about it is that what stopped Anunnaki to come to F now, as people in the year 2026 or earlier now, like they used to do before?
They do. They still do come. Not all of them, but yeah, they do come. They come and go. Just because it's not revealed to you, that's why we have one who tells us this. So Enlil, or shall I say Nana, and some of them are not even here anymore. You see, when we talk about these extraterrestrials and where they are and where they come from, it's not like just jumping on a plane and going, to the US, or like, you're talking about light years away, and they live far away. And to come here takes a long time if you don't know what you're doing in terms of the certain technologies that they have, right? So for some of them, they can come in the split of a blink of an eye, and others, it depends on how you're traveling. But they already have offspring here, and they have representatives here that are doing the work for them. So they don't really need to come. It's almost like if you think about, let's say you have a business and you run the business, you don't let the business run you, right? So what you would do is put other people in place. If you look at any like major corporation or business, they have like CEOs and people that they don't really have to be there for the business to still run. So they put people in place to govern, right? So most of the leaders and the people you see running the planet, they're employees, if I can use that, or a better word to use is that they're custodians, right? They give them the ability to run the planet. Then they have other people. So you would always have, like countries would have kings and queens or prime ministers or presidents, and then they have like a cabinet or people underneath them, or like the board, and the board then employs managers or regional managers and all of that. It's a construct that is set up, and so they just need to communicate with the person that's in charge, and then they can be like, they could be in the Himalayas or in the mountains somewhere meditating, or like doing what they want to do with their own priorities. So these Anunnaki are on crafts, right? The craft that most people are familiar with is Nibiru. So they on Nibiru, and they come and go as they please. And so, so, when you look at, most people hear about Anu and his sons Enlil and Enki, but, you have his wife, like Atum. He had another wife called Id. You have many children like Rishkigal. They're families, and they also have children on this planet. So they already have children on the planet who are still here. And the being you refer to as Anu, or it translates as the heavenly one, is a Sumerian, and in Sumerian cuneiform it's An, right? And it's and in Akkadian it's also An or Anu, and in the Bible they refer to him as. So a lot of people who are in religion, and when they learn about God, and we say the word God is describing a group of beings, Elohim, and they have, you know, like what I was just saying, they have a hierarchy. They have one who's over them, the El or the Elo, and then you have the Elohim. When they learn that, they start to say, okay, I'm going to use the word the Most High. So people will use the word in English, the Most High, which is really Ilion. And you can find that in Psalms 82:6 and in the Quran chapter 87, where the word the Most High is used as Al-Alim. Okay? He's the father of the Anunnaki. That's why when you break the word down is Anunnaki. As you know, Ki was the name of the planet, spelled Qi or Ki, and you know, Na refers to 50s. They came down in groups of 50s, and they were agreeable and disagreeable in nature. Yeah, and most they know Enki, or his other name is Nudimud, or Enlil, who is known as Numnumnir. And these are the names that become Yahweh, you know, and Baal in your Bible. They're referring to these two sons. And Baal, you know, Baal, who's the son of Antu and Antum. And then you have Ninti, you have Ninhursag, Ninmar, the daughter of... See, they have... we have a video already called the Anunnaki, or the biblical interpretation, something like that. So check that. We're going to post a link. If you haven't seen that already, watch that, because we go through the entire bloodline and, you know, give you their names.
The other question I have is their interest. Initially, I believe you, when I was listening to what you said, you mentioned something like they were also looking for gold.
That's right.
And then are they still looking for a gold even today, as I speak with you now, or they stopped because of some issues that they have resolved it with that gold that we're looking for, or they are still interested in getting that gold from Earth?
That they've resolved it, because that was the whole point why they were here initially, right? Because they needed to fix I read earlier on, like what we're going through, for example, where the shield depleter, basically a protector for their planet, a shield was damaged, and they needed gold to fix it. Yeah, so like we're getting the same thing, where because what happens is, like, the sun rays that are coming through, the UV is harming and can unalive many people, especially people who don't have melanin to protect them from the sun. So they were mining the gold. That was a project where you had some people that were mining the gold, transporting it by crafts, these cylinder crafts that were taking that gold back to Nibiru, and so that they can take it back to fix their planet in terms of that destruction. So once they did that, the conflict broke out between the two brothers, because Enki was named Enki. Remember, the Ki stands for Earth, and he was ruler of Ki, right? He was meant to be down here, basically he was like the project manager to mine the gold, and then Enlil was above on the crafts, and his name is Enlil, or Father of the Skies. And so the gold was being transported from here to him, and then from him to Nibiru. Then there was conflict between them, because at the time Enki started to have compassion, because the workers, Anunnaki, were complaining that it's too strenuous for them. The gold and the atmosphere wasn't something they were used to. So through this, they made an agreement and decided to clone or make a being to do the work for them. This is how they took our ancestors, who were already here and evolving naturally by way of natural nature. They took that and then injected their DNA into them to produce what was referred to as a primitive worker, or in the language, a Lulu Amilu. Okay, and they had to go through several iterations to get it right, because they needed a being that could hold tools, that could do the work, can follow instructions. So they went through the process of breeding this being, and once they did that, then they started to do the work for them. And then Enki started basically wearing the gold and started to basically realize that people were looking up to him, And then, like I said, it went into a conflict to the point where his father had to come down to, like, Anu had to come down. But Anu was also in conflict with his brother known as Alalu, who fled and went to Mars, and then went to the moon and came down here and set up inside. And then he met Enki when he was there. So it's a big story. So watch that video, and you can learn more about the part Anunnaki. All right.
Okay. Then the last question I have is about Wu-Sabat.
Yeah.
Are you guys not planning to build the craft or any spaceship that you can utilize to move around or fly around?
We've already got
out of
crafts.
the planet or into the planet.
We have already got crafts. But what I'm saying is...
Sorry?
I said we already have crafts. We have fleets of crafts.
Okay.
Yeah, but the thing is, like we were saying from the caller that called before, in order for, like, disclosure is happening because people have been subdued and have been under this low mental state or under the spell of religion for so long that you have, when you're introducing extraterrestrials and UFOs and all these things that for years people have been made to feel like they were crazy or stupid about hearing these things. It's like you can't give a baby a loaded gun. So what do I mean by that? A baby doesn't know what the dangers of what a gun is, and they might pull the trigger, and they might look at it and pull the trigger. So humans on the planet have to be raised mentally to be able to accept this. This is why disclosure is happening. So you can't just suddenly appear and show yourselves or show crafts and things like that. But they've been doing it.
Okay, I get what you're saying. I get
slowly.
You. Thank you very much, second,
You're
for
welcome.
the answer that you gave. I'm happy with them. And then, yes, I'm comfortable with what you said, as well as talking about the craft. But on the craft side, I still have to ask more questions on to you.
Yeah.
To get further explanation, or as to up to how far can we go with Wu-Sabat until we see the craft, or come up with something that can begin to talk about the craft.
Many people have seen crafts. People have seen crafts all over the world, and there are different types of crafts. There are crafts that are made here. Hitler had crafts back in Antarctica. Yes. People have seen crafts all the time, and some of them, people are like developing, because we're now developing our real internal being. That's why we're saying things like your pineal gland and your what they say third eye, but we say first eye. All of these things are happening to the point where we are evolving. Because when you start to say to people in religion, do you know that what you're calling gods and angels are actually extraterrestrials? And you break it down like you're dealing with beings that are from a celestial state coming to a terrestrial state place, and that your concept of a god sitting on a throne in heaven is all talking about, like, that is really talking about Anu sitting on a throne in Nibiru. So I mean, it's like the way you've been taught about God and angels, and the fact that angels come here and go and they wear clothes, they wear white robes when they come. It's like these are all physical things that deal with, why would an angel, if it's only spirit, need to wear clothes? And if they wear clothes, that means somebody is a tailor that makes the clothes. And if somebody makes clothes, they use fabric. Where does the fabric come from? The fabric's gonna come from, if it's made out of cotton, that means there's wool, and somebody's gonna pick the cotton to make, do you see what I'm saying? It's like the concept of religion is so, like, you're telling a baby a story, but you don't give them the facts, you just kind of make it, it's like fantasy. And then when you start telling people the truth, some people are shocked, some people think you're crazy. So you have to introduce it slowly, and now people are starting to wake up to extraterrestrials. And we know.
Let me just, thank you very much again. I get you very well, man.
I'm going to just give you a few more books, because this topic we talk about all the time. The master teacher was writing from the 90s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. There's a book called UFOs, Are There Extraterrestrials in Your Midst? Mystery Clouds, Are There UFOs? Is God an Extraterrestrial? Extraterrestrial on Creation. Mission Earth and the Extraterrestrial Involvement. My Brother the Extraterrestrial. The Man from Planet Risk. These are all books that he's been, and there are many more. I just gave you a few that explain and talk about the subject of extraterrestrial. And that's the hot topic right now. And the American government, you can just go on YouTube right now and do live type disclosure, UFO files. The president has released, I think, 3 or 4 batches now of these unclassified files on it. The movie Disclosure Day by Steven Spielberg is out. There's a documentary called Disclosure something as well, The Day of Disclosure. There's so much information now when he was teaching us these things 50 years ago. So we're well up on the extraterrestrial topic because we are extraterrestrial and we have one amongst us.
Okay.
All right. So with that,
Right.
I'll let you go and take more questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, again.
You're welcome.
Have a nice day. Bye.
Bye. What do you? Oh man, someone's asking what book lists the names of the 200 fallen angels. The Leviathan scroll I was just talking about lists them. There are others, but that's one to start from, and I'm sure other student teachers can also refer you to others. The Holy Tablets does. This one here, it lists all of them. We don't have time to go through that, but it does as well, right? When we die the physical death, can we move on consciously to another realm without coming back to Earth? Yes, you can. That's for you, Celestial 19. That's the whole point of why you have to master this plane, and then you don't have to come back, or you have to do something of significance in terms of doing something for humanity. So this is not about dogma of religion and divisions and people fighting each other to prove who's right or wrong. It's about what do you bring that is going to help humanity, that will help you not have to come back. All right. But there are other realms you can move on to. And eventually, if you don't, you keep coming back. This is where the cycle of the repetition of coming back, and you have to burn that. Originally, we didn't have to do that. But of course, it's almost like you're trying to get to a destination and someone keeps giving you the wrong directions and you just end up back where you started from. You see, so the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z.K. York Parnababianon, is here to show you the way, the straight way, the path Taruk, you see. And in Islam, that's referred to as the Suratul Mustaqim, the straight path. You need to know the way and don't keep getting misguided and you looping and looping and looping and not able to escape this prison known as Ard or Earth, where the word comes from. All right, we have a voicemail, so let's take that.
Good afternoon. My name is Marvel from New York City. In Dr. York's teachings on extraterrestrials, Anunnaki, Nibiru, and other lineages, which species or group do you believe will reveal themselves first to humanity? And what signs should we watch for? Peace, and thank you for your time.
Okay, Antat Athir Afu. So, you know what's so funny about this extraterrestrial question? We are the extraterrestrial. We're already here. We are revealing and showing ourselves to you. It's just that your concept of extraterrestrials has been largely governed by movies and what they refer to as science fiction. You see, so when you hear the words alien or extraterrestrial, you're going to automatically, because you've been programmed that way, think of movies like E.T. or Star Wars or Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica, or like, I'm trying to think, there's so many, like, but that's someone writing a script and getting actors to play and give you a concept. Yeah, so real beings on the planet Earth, walking, talking. Of course, there are different species of extraterrestrials, and Disclosure has shown you 4 types so far. We already showed you 33. There are more because they mix and come up with new hybrids each day. You see, so they've shown you the greys, what people call the greys. They're really EBEs, right? Extra biological entities, of which there are many species. Then you have what they refer as the reptilians, referred to as the reptilians. The reptilians have many species, and depending on where they come from, they have different forms, because the environment in which you evolve or come from will make you the product of that environment. Then you have the insectoids, right, which are like insect-looking beings, and then you have the predator, like, you know, the movie The Predator. And then, of course, you've got the Nordics, which, again, there's a lot of social media footage now with Trump walking around with the tall whites, as they refer to them, or the Pleiadians, or the Nordics, who are their descendants. And yes, of course, people are going to say, that's not real. That's the whole point of AI, right? What they call artificial intelligence, right? But it's really alien intelligence. And obviously we are those aliens as Africans, and that's why we've come up with a t-shirt, African intelligence, because the original alien intelligence is us, and we are the root race, and other races come from us, and other extraterrestrials come from the root races. So we have our extraterrestrials, right? The Natharu, which became Natiru, which became the gods in Egypt, okay? And then you have others like the Asians, who have their gods from Nirvana, from Sing. Like, you have the product on the planet being the Asiatic black man, being the Denisovan, okay, or the Homo floresiensis. These beings are your beings from Jomo, or the Teros, okay? And then you have the Caucasian, and I'm talking about these three are the root races, yeah? Negroid, Mongoloid, and Caucasoid, referred to by anthropologists as the Homo naledi, the Homo habilis, that's the African, or the Negroid. You have the Denisovan and the Homo floresiensis, which is the Asians. Then you have Neanderthal and the Cro-Magnon, and the Basque, which is dealing with what you'd say the Caucasians. But they're all mixing with each other and producing hybrids, and those are known as subraces. Then you have those who are so mixed by different species that they are referred to as neutrinoids, because they're kind of neutral. You don't even know if you can kind of see different features in them from all the major races and the subraces. So each one has their descendants, as in extraterrestrial. When I say descendants, meaning that they descended here, they came down from up there. Ours are the Natharu. You got as I said, the Teros. You've got the reptilians. You've got the Nordics, or the Pleiadians for the Caucasian. So it's a very broad topic, and like, we're walking the planet. Of course, the reptilians and draconians and the ones that people will be afraid of, they are not, the world's not really ready for that. So they have to do it gradually. And people are starting to see shapeshifters, and, you know, the files are coming out. People are talking about reptilians, and people have seen them, and like, they're different types. So it's just, we're just acclimatized to it because we've been prepared by the master teacher for so long. No one else is listing the books that I've just listed, talking about this topic that is just being now introduced to most people in the world, you see. So we are here, and not every extraterrestrial or alien looks what you would consider to be hideous. Some of us are actually nice looking to us, but to them we're probably very ugly, the way you look at them as being ugly. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Good day, sir. My name is Ejiche Prince Kenechku, messaging from Nigeria. So I want to know about, like, if I want things to move well for me, to be successful, how do I get myself together to make that happen? Because I've been working day and night. Nothing is working out for me.
Okay. The first thing is, how do you define success? You're already a success. That's the reality, because you won the race. So everyone's won something in their life. So never say you've never won anything, because in order for you to be here, you had to race between 777,777,777 other sperms gushing out to make it to be born. So you're already a success. And I say it depends on how you define success, because success is subjective. To one person, what they consider to be success, to somebody else could literally be hell. So first of all, you have to define, and there are different definitions of what people call success. Some people define success as having material wealth and having, so much money that you can buy anything you want, and that's it. Some people may define it by way of spiritual growth, that they don't even deal with material things, in the sense of they don't dwell on it. That's not their be and all. You see, they want to get enlightened. They want to get knowledge. That's why even in the Bible, like, it talks about the most important thing to you should be your soul, because it's like, what profits a man to gain the whole world but to lose their soul? You see what I mean? So some people can have all the money in the world, but they've got bad health, and that health is about to take them away, and they now will be like, I'll give everything. Steve Jobs, a good example. Look how much with the company Apple, look how much money. But so in that situation, your health is going to be much, much, much more valuable to you. So what we're saying is that you have to first of all define what you consider success. The best definition we've been given is the progressive realization of a worthy idea or ideal, meaning that if you fix your mind, because you manifest your reality, and if you know where you're going and what you want, and you're doing it every day, it's a step towards that direction, you're already a success. If your whole thing in your life was to become a teacher, and that's your passion, and you're doing that, you're already a success. Every day you're doing and working at being the best of what you already are. So firstly, you have to define success, and then you have to define what is stopping you, because that could be a lot of the mindset that you have, because mindset is very important. Your mind is what determines what you do, you see. So the actions lead from the mind, and we have a scroll called the mind. So you can really fully appreciate love how powerful your mind is, because everything around you is created by you. So you're always at the exact position or place you should be or you want to be, because you're making that happen. How do I know this? Because all you have to do is change your mind. If you don't want to be or do what you're doing today, you can just say, "All right, I'm going to stop that." And that's it. You create that reality. It's simple, but it's not simple because people don't fully understand the power of the mind. So you have to change your mind by way of the scrolls that get you to look and think and see things in a different way, so you can, manifest what you want. All right, let's go to the next question. Rahubat, caller, what's your name, where you're calling from, and what's your question, please? The line is very choppy. I can't hear you.
Call back once it gets clear. I'll call back.
All right. Yeah, so the last point I wanted to make on the success thing is that people chase things and try to chase things that they're not tangible. So how are you chasing something that doesn't exist? Case in point, chasing money. You can't chase money because money is not, It's not a physical thing with legs that it's running and you're chasing it, because people say that. And by using those words and those tones, you're eluding yourself from getting it. So what you have to learn is the power of attraction, how you attract things to you, because everything revolves around you. Without you, nothing around you would exist. So you have to be the center of your universe and attract to yourself what you really want. All right, have we got a caller back? All right, let's go for it.
So I've watched a lot of your videos in describing different extraterrestrials and what they look like, and, you know, different hair color and eye color, and where does people with red hair color come from?
Okay, great question. Let me see if I have the excuse me. Excuse me. Right, so I'm going to show you two scrolls. If you look at this scroll carefully, you see three beings on the front, right? They have the black and the color you just referred to, and the blonde or the red hair or colors of eyes. And then this other scroll, the scroll I just showed you is called Bigfoot, actual fact number 48. Yeah, Kabir Kadam. And then this one is called Freaks and the Perfect Nature. Yeah, sorry, and the Perfect Creature. Yeah, Monmakwu Wupa Tamim Mukhay. Freaks and the Perfect Creature. And this is actual fact series number 49. These two and others, we also have 18 plus 1, 18 plus 1, 37 genes of the mitochondria. That goes into it. And when you look at, because like I was saying at the beginning, when you're describing like God and we say, what is it? All right, it's because it has to be composed of something. And these scrolls go into it. So when you look at people on the planet, they come from, as I said just not too long ago, their descendants. And I'm going to read a bit of this because you are composed of your mother and your father and their mother and father and whoever they mix with and the DNA that makes them up. So I'm going to read from the beginning of Bigfoot, and it's let us make. So it says Lechum Marer Karadu M Wu-Sabat. For you all, my beloved children of Wu-Sabat, let us make a Adamite. It did not say the man, it said a man, not the first or only one. That was 1. 2. The Mukhmeyu, Pleiadians, who came down to this Makhab Mathar, planet Earth, on the orders of the Mutnan'u, the Dragonians, reptilians. 3. Musbatu, Sabians. The description of these extraterrestrials, or Pa Mukhma'u, the Pleiadians, Mukhma'u, are 9 to 12 feet tall, pale skin, pearl silver iris, and pale white celera, pale pasty skin, long thin transparent fur, and fanged sananat teeth. 4. They came to Pa Makhab Mathar, the planet Earth, not from their own star system, Wu-Sabat, Najam, Pleiades star system, yet from the northeast star system of Orion called Aldebaran, of the Ashtar command by their leader Ashtar Shuran, okay, who ruled Arcturus and Venus, the morning star. You can refer to the scroll I mentioned earlier on, Mission Earth and the extraterrestrial involvement. Okay, so they work with Pa Mukhmeyu, the Pleiadians, who used their own DNA to make the first Haman Nadu, the humanoids, of their Natat seed, the Nordics. Right? Remember, the Nordics are one of the 4 extraterrestrials that has been now disclosed under disclosure, alien and UFO files. All right, who resembled them. 6. Then they mixed their DNA with the Khayu creatures from Masbat Sabat Najam, Sirius star system. All right, and this is where when we start to look at we were saying about the DNA and what you're composed of. You have humanoids with 46 chromosomes. Even like salamanders have the same chromosomes. So you have to start linking, okay, how do you have the same exact chromosomes but are composed or look differently? Then you have the simians who have 48 chromosomes. So these shaggy beings from Sirius are the ones that have those fur or that fur color that you're talking about. 7. There were 3 giant Kawafu simians who are also called Yeti, yeah, Seti, Sasquatch, and the Shaggies. 8. One was covered with all La Ben Farrar, white fur. Another with Hamir Farrar, red fur. Right, that's the red fur you're talking about. And the third, dark Samir Farrar, brown fur. They also stood 12 feet tall. 9. These 3 giant apes were placed on Mahab Mathar, planet Earth, long before this as a test done by the Sabatu Ashau, Syrian females who made them. 10. Sirius means shaggy, furry, all right? And these Mukwan'u beings were originally placed on Mount Seir, then separated and branched out. 11. So they overtook cavemen's women, yeah? Hrasuba, raped and bred an offspring. 12. The apes and the Nordic birthed a new Hajan, hybrid species of humanoid on the planet Earth, who lived inside the earth. Again, refer to the scroll Shambhala and Agartha. That's scroll number 131. 13. The first shaggies with Saphir Farah, yellow fur, Ramid Ayantui, grey eyes, pale skin, and the Zarak Ayantui, blue eyes, came from the Parkulub, the canine, the gene of wolves. 14. The second was born with Hamir Farrar, red fur, Kadhar Ayantui, green eyes, spotted pale to reddish pink skin, and the third was born with Samir Farrar, brown fur. The Samir Ayantui, brown eyes, cream colored to pale skin. 15. These are the 3 root species of the Shabu tribes. 1. The Brits. 2. The Danes. 3. Saxons. 16. These 3 tribes were later to become known as kin and clans. 1. Celts, spelled C-E-L-T-S. 2. Celts, spelled K-E-L-T-S. And 3. Celts, spelled S-E-L-T-S. 17. These 3 later divided down to the 6 kings, right? Or when you say 6 kings, you look at the Roman numeral, VI is 6, and kings, so you get Vikings, okay? Now, in order to inbreed their fatar nature, a smaller existing Chaye creature was needed for learning ability or to be able to use tools. I said this earlier on, right? They needed the ability to be able to learn to use tools. So a Homo simian was grafted and made, and this turned out well. 19. For the ability to work under any kind of unclean, filthy condition in underground caves to mine for much needed mineral for long hours, zamut at days, and come in contact with germs and not become ill. So a Homo porcine was grafted and made. 20. This also turned out well. 21. For the use as fighters, killers, and hunting prey, a Homo canine was grafted and made, or a flesh eater. 22. They were allowed to intermix and a new breed emerged from them. 23. Their fur, lawanat, colors came from them, also being crossbred with other smaller Khawafu simians who roamed the Barayat lands. 24. This is the ancestral roots of the ape man who came from Homo genus to Homo erectus to now Homo simians, from crossbreeding done by Muthathalu extraterrestrials who made them for their own use. I'm going to read a little bit more and then I'm going to stop. And then I'll show you a picture. In Wakut time, they rebelled and escaped and roamed the north lands called Mayarap, Europe. And you see them with colored farah fur, not wabar, hair, all over their khatat bodies up to this very Zamut day and Wakut time. So I'm going to show you these two pictures. I don't know if the camera can catch them, but we'll do our best. And you can see that whole interbreeding and evolution that led to what you've asked me in your question. All right. So again, another great actual fact to get hold of is called Bigfoot, and his revised version, actual fact number 48. All right. We have so many questions. Let me see TikTok and we've got okay. Go ahead with the voice call.
Hi, greetings. I wanted to know what you think about oaths, like the Masonic oaths, and what you think why the Bible will say, "Let no man put you on the oaths."
Firstly, there's different Masonic oaths, and depending who you're talking about, and like again with every subject you got to do the research and study. What is an oath? An oath is just you making a declaration to fulfill an obligation. So you have to study what is Masonry and what's the origin of Masons, and the fact that today it's been desecrated. All right, so it depends who you're referring to. And the Bible, as we keep explaining to people, firstly, is just a book. People have been programmed or have a concept of it's a holy book, as in it's divine and it has no mistakes and it's from this great being called God that knows everything and can do anything. But that's all fiction, it's not the facts. So you have to remember that it's printed ink on paper and it's in a language that didn't even exist, over 500 years ago. So this whole concept of it being what you're reading it and thinking, oh, it says this, so therefore it says a lot of things that are not true or factual. But to answer your question, you need to know that the original Egyptian Masonic order was all about order, and order is throughout the universes, the multiverses, and Masonry is relating to building. Any great mind builds. There are buildings that you build without physical materials, because you first of all have to build it in your mind. You have to conceive of the idea, and then you may make a blueprint or a black print of it, and then you manifest it from your thought, right? This is why I said God is a thought, because there's a thought in your mind, and a building is a thought, and you have to think as an architect, because you hear the term, the great architect of the universe. And as an architect, whether you're building things that may be considered immaterial, meaning that the building blocks of life had to be put together to set life in motion, when you start to deal with like etheric, right? Things that exist before coming into the physical world, where you start off with the elemental chart with hydrogen, right? But when you go in the other direction, you start to go into the elements. So the great minds, who are really our ancestors, exist outside of what you're considering physical, okay? And so they had to put things in motion to become the equivalent on the physical side. So where you have hydrogen on this side, H1, then you got H2, helium, etc., C6 carbon, oxygen, like going into the physical things or the tangible things. The other side goes into the equivalent of H1, it's going to be E1 on the other side, and so forth, right? So when we talk about masonry and being a builder, it's which great mind built things that are set in motion to the point where you have galaxies, universes, galaxies, solar systems, and things are in order and they move and they function in a particular way. That's before we come down to the basic physical buildings of, say, the pyramids in Giza, right, in ancient Egypt, where these same great builders were able to construct things that are still being marveled to today, and they had multiple purposes. These pyramids that are baffling the greatest minds on the planet till this day. So what I'm saying is everybody came into Egypt to sort out this knowledge. How were they so brilliant? As I said, the alien intelligence or the African intelligence, which now has become artificial intelligence to those who do not know, because these things were kept sacred. They say secret because it was secreted only to those who were worthy of receiving this intellect or outformation. And Europeans, everyone in your biblical stories went to Egypt for refuge when they were sick, when there was a flood, when there was a famine. They all ran to Egypt when there was trouble. Even in the story of your Jesus of 2,000 years ago, he also was told, or the best God could do was to take him and go and hide amongst the people that would protect him in Egypt. Moses was brought up in Egypt and he learned all that he knew. According to the stories, I have to say that, according to these biblical stories, he was in Egypt and he learned everything from the Egyptians. Abraham went to Egypt. People are still going to Egypt today to try and decipher and figure out what were the pyramids for, what did these great Egyptian gods do. I'm saying all that to say to you, what you're calling Masonic oaths, it was because in order to give you these secrets that were sacred, you had to prove yourself to be worthy and sincere enough to be given some of it. And Moses, according to the story, was given a few pages, which becomes what you're calling the Torah or the Bible today. But that name, Moses, it's coming from him studying under the great being known as Tahuti, and it became Tahutimus, and then eventually, it became Moses. And so everyone wants to know the secrets, and you have to be worthy, and that's where you get Masonic orders. The Europeans were given 3 degrees of what we refer to as the lesser mysteries, and they took those back to Europe and obviously kind of perverted it, added their own stuff to it, where now the oaths and rituals that people take are like, involving in drinking blood and laying in coffins and doing all kinds of things that was not a part of the original Egyptian Masonic order. So like everything else, you got to know the true from the false, because one of them is taking you in the wrong path and one of them is taking you in the right path. All right, you have to discern that. Come into Wu-Sabat and study and learn, and you will get the secrets, possibly. Okay, we have another caller, live caller, Rahul Bat. Greetings. What's your name? Where you calling from? And what's your question, please? Are you there, live caller? If not, I'm going to move on to another question. Yeah, all right. Maybe you can try calling back. We have so many questions. That's what I'm saying. Wu-Sabat is real and alive, and it's just like people they really need it because it's the salvation for this day and time. Let me see if there are any questions. Oh my goodness, that's such a great question. Christiana, I think it's Pinder 915. Sir, do you sleep? Laughing out loud. I fell asleep listening to you last night. Oh man, yeah, that's the joke. Is I'll sleep when I leave here. But yeah, I will be taking a break soon. I'm going to tell you that at the end. So yeah, I sleep, but not enough. I need more sleep. I do need more sleep. sometimes I'm, tired, but I still got to do the job because I get fed the energy from you guys from asking the questions, and Wu-Sabat really kind of keeps you, alive. I have a question. How do you keep a straight face? You're funny. I'm not even going to entertain you because people are just like you have people with mental health issues. We have a lot of mental health issues as well. Don't worry, we're going to be building clinics and things to help. Because that's what we did in ancient Egypt. We had healing temples, and we still do. We've got people with healing skills. You just got to know. So we will heal the world. We're going to heal the world. And Michael Jackson wrote the song "Heal the World," but we're going to actually do it. All right. Let me keep seeing if there's any serious people that are studying and want to learn to improve their lives.
Hello.
Okay, we got the call. All right, let's take that. Greetings, caller. What's your name and where you calling from? And please go ahead with your question.
Trey calling from the States. I finally got a clear connection.
Yeah, that sounds much better. How you doing, Zamal?
Everything good. Can't complain. I was calling for some overstanding, just listening to the conversation about this Disclosure. Last night I watched the movie Disclosure. Is it looking for the actual facts on it? The reason why they're doing this movie and showing all these things, just like how you said, is it to get everybody prepared for it? And also, is it the fact that they have to show people these things? Like, is it like a karma, like a trifold 3 thing? You have to show people what you're going to do before you do it. So they can't say that they didn't know.
Absolutely. They're being compelled to because, the master told us this many, many, many years ago. He said, you all are going to live to see this. Because then he was talking about crafts. And I mean, just go on YouTube and listen to a recording called Who and What You Are. Right, and many others. He was telling us about Shambhala. He was telling us about the whole thing with the Pleiadians and the Ashtar Federation and who he was coming from the planet Risk. Back then, people were like, I mean, if you're touched, because the truth and the vibration of it, the resonance of it. It can touch you and you can know that he's telling you the truth. But back then the internet wasn't like how it is today. Information wasn't easily available. So people would only know a lot of this information through studying the scrolls like we did. But obviously now, today, when we're in the information age, people have access to information. You have smartphones and you have the internet now, you have AI. AI is telling the truth as well in many circumstances because it's kind of like what's the brother on Star Trek, the one that was logical, Spark. Was that his name? Yeah, the one who's just, let's say, live long and prosper. I can't remember his full name, but he will say it doesn't compute. Was it
Spock?
Yeah, that's right, Spock. So he'll be like, this doesn't make sense. It does not compute. It's illogical. That's how he talks, right? And AI is the same. AI will look at the material now because it's able to go through vast amounts of information very quickly and able to deduce this, for example, if it went through the Bible and analyze it, it will say this makes no sense, as in this is illogical, because that's how it has to think in a way that makes sense. So it's the same like when you look at what Dr. York was teaching so long ago, now it's able to put all the pieces and put it together and it's telling you the truth. And I see people on social media just asking AI questions and it just tells you the truth. Of course, some of it's going to be distorted, as six ethers will always try. But to answer your question, yes, they're being compelled. He said, you will see this. You will witness crafts and you're going to think, you might think I'm crazy now, but in time, as a visitor, someone who's come from our future and knows about, he spoke about the internet and technology and all these things already. There's a book called Dr. York versus the Computer and all these other books we quote. No one else was doing that back then. So yes, they have to prepare people for this. And we're here because it can be a nervous shock to people, you know. So yes, they have to, but they have to do it gradually, like everything else. Remember, there's always this strategy of, what do they call it? Where what's the term? Where they basically problem, reaction, solution. Yeah. So they'll create a problem or do social experiments and say, okay, that's the problem. They create the problem and they watch and see the reaction and play out the scenario. Like, if we were to say extraterrestrials, how would people, if we was to show extraterrestrial, how would people react? And then they'll offer the solution. So this is happening. A lot of social experiments are happening because, for example, if there was chaos to a level where there's uproar, as we saw with certain situations where, like toilet paper, people were literally fighting over toilet paper. But if you were someone that has prepared for a scenario where you use water or you use a bidet, or, you know what I'm saying, like you wash, you don't rely on toilet paper, then that would be nothing to you. But I'm saying that to say that yes, they have to make sure that people who have believed in someone coming to save them and take them away, and they're going to go to this place called heaven and live this life that doesn't even make sense when you really analyze it. Like, how do you live forever? Like, what are you going to do? Or what do people do? Are you going to be bored when are you going to have a job? Like, what do you do in heaven? Like, I'm just saying this, these things that some people hold dear in their heart, which is not true, can break a person when they hear that. Unfortunately,
Right, they don't think for themselves.
Yeah, we've got to
You've been
tell you the
indoctrinated.
truth. That's not going to happen like you think it is. But of course, if you're not prepared, then when you're going to get caught off guard. So we're here to educate and let people know. And many people around the world are also waking up and doing this. So yeah, they have to maintain, at least to control the chaos so it doesn't go out of hand. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And to build on the other question of that same thing. So in the next 4 years, which is, it's been going on for a long time, the food for the gods with these draconians and stuff coming back to collect their offspring that they created for food, by 2030, will it be closer to being pretty much an all melanated planet within that time? And we'll be vibrating, if we continue to do what we're supposed to be doing at a high level, vibrating at a higher level to where we'll be in control and back fully on top in the sun cycle?
The planet is already a melanated planet, right? Because everything does have melanin. It's just that some have dominance in terms of producing melanin and others lack melanin. And when we say that, we're specifically talking about the extinction of the Adamites, who are the ones creating the chaos. And in order to reset, they're the ones being removed. And so the reality is that we are in control of what takes place. So when we say, would we be doing this? Well, that depends on us. Because if we don't do what we're supposed to do, if we don't unite as humanity and stop the divisions that have been caused by those beings that want to see people segregated, want to use racism and divisions and religions and things that only divide people, because, you know, someone has to say, oh, if you belong to our group and do as we do, you're okay, you're safe, you're going to get salvation and you're going to be saved, but everyone else is going to be condemned. Like, what kind of God is that? What kind of being will do that? So, and then the wars and the things that come from that type of superiority complex that we are better than you. If you are naturally by natural nature, because nature doesn't, like, if a tornado is going to take place, it's going to take place, and whoever is in its way, or flood, it's not going to go, oh, you're a particular color of people, so I'm going to leave you alone. So it's about you being prepared. If you're in tune with nature, you will know that to stay off the path of that tornado or that tsunami or that flood or whatever. So that comes with guidance and knowing what to do. But yes, by 2030, you're going to see an extinction of the Adamites. And when we say things, it's not just saying it for saying its sake. It's because we have one that has been telling us everything that's going to happen, and it has happened and will continue to happen. It doesn't matter whether you like it, accept it or not. And that's both to whatever race, whether you want to say, use the term black and white, whatever, like, if you don't prepare yourself, clean yourself inside out, and you're seasoning yourself to be on the menu, yeah, men, you, if you're going to be preparing and seasoning yourself for an extraterrestrial that thinks you taste good, they're going to take you regardless of who you are. So yes, in terms of being in the right place and doing the right things to know what to do and how to be protected, yes, you definitely need to do that. And that just comes with changing your consciousness and learn what to do and what not to do. And that will create a better world. We will collectively bring about our reality by way of our minds and what we do, you see. So yes, those that are doing what they're supposed to do, nature is going to be favorable to you, you see. But we already, the whole planet is already, it's just that the constructs make you think, because you have to know who is in control of the media, who pushes out what particular type of messages, and so on.
The
and
six
so
ether forces.
Right. So in order to change that, we have to do what we have to do, and basically replace everything that you've been taught that has been wrong and distorted or incorrect. Replace it with right knowledge. Replace wrong knowledge with right knowledge. Replace fear with, I wasn't even going to say courage, because the opposite of being courageous is not fear. Being a coward is based on you conforming and not using your own mind and knowing. You see what I'm saying? So these are the word games that they play. So you have to be in control of your fate. And they try to replace the fate, F-A-T-E, with faith, F-A-I-T-H. They play games. They try to replace being a Holy Spirit with being a Holy Ghost. Like, there's so much 6 ether superimposing 9 ether, because naturally we have something referred to as nashima, right, which is dealing with that part of us that is 90%, but then the 10% is where the mixture of 6 ether has got into your DNA and got into your blood. And what's happening is those beings that want to feed off of that side of your nature will promote and do everything for you to feed the 10%. And most people have done it back to front, instead of suppressing that 10% and bringing out the 90%. And the way you behave and your actions and the things you say and how you carry yourself and what you actually do is going to show which nature you lean more to, especially when you have the guidance of the master teacher, Dr. Malachi Z.K. York. He didn't just decide to write all these books for the sake of it. The books are written for your development, for you to learn and know what to do. And you either do or you don't. That's as simple as it is. All right?
Correct. Final question. I know how we always had conversations with the pretty much what we classify as the male version of extraterrestrials, because there's different type of chromosomes, like y'all broken down and explained. There's people with double resonance, male and female. But since the male extraterrestrials from these different species have always been coming here, taking women or wives and forcing them and raping them and procreating, has there been any female like extraterrestrials coming here to procreate, or none of the male extraterrestrials didn't bring females from their own like lineage or species here with them?
Oh yeah, they did. They did. I mean, you hear of stories of incubus and succubus, and there's a movie called Succubus as well, or Incubus, one of them. Like it's on, I think it's on Netflix. But watch that. You know, you hear about Jezebel and the spirit of There are disembodied entities that are feminine too, right? And these are the ones that, as I said, they come in your dreams, and they do all kinds of stuff if you're not protected, if you're vibrating on lust, or the lowest chakra, which deals with a lot of lust and desires. And so they are both male and female beings on the planet. And even when you talk about, like for example, even in the Matrix, the movie, the woman in the red dress, that was an example of, like, they're in the clubs, they're doing all the stuff that, and again, this doesn't obviously pertain to everyone, we can never all generalize, but they are there, they're the ones that, the BBLs and the this and the that, and they would live, and some of them are these entities, that are possessed, and they're there to tempt you. And sometimes as males, you may be on a mission, you're trying to progress and do certain things, and it just takes that one Jezebel spirit, if I want to use that term, to come and take you off your path and, suck out all your energy and whatever. And it's male and females doing this. So you have to learn to be able to know, like we say, who do you exchange your bodily fluids with? Who do you allow in your space? What type of energies? Now, one of the biggest words on social media is narcissist. It's so funny when you watch narcissists call other people narcissists. Like, this is what, there's so many terms, and it's all social media constructs. But both male and female are here and doing the same things. And they can shapeshift as well, so you may, the master broke it down, like, you may be married to one, you may have gave birth to one, they may be the ones, running certain departments or certain positions in the world, they're everywhere. But we're also everywhere. We just gotta know who's who. And you're right, as we approach 2030, a lot is going to take place. It's going to become more and more plain and clear to the world what's really going on.
Correct. Final thing, would you say would it be better for like a perfect situation that we would live in a place where it's just us as non-ether beings just living on the planet, or we would still have to be in a state where we would still have to interact with other extraterrestrials still at one point, pretty much like how Star Wars is?
Oh, listen, many extraterrestrials coexist on the planet, and they do get along, and like not every extraterrestrial is malevolent. You know what I'm saying? It's like not all humans are malevolent, despite the color of their skin, or like I said, these things are set up. So once the 6 ether forces are removed, once the Adamites are removed, this will be a peaceful planet, and Mother Nature itself is also removing anything that is causing it harm or damage. So there are celestial bodies and energies and things that have been planned to happen every 24,000 years. So this is happening regardless. It's not all humans, it's also nature that is doing this. But yes, the idea is to live. We already experimented by having the Holy Land, Kodesh or Tamaré. Like, that's what peace on earth looked like, where we lived and we embraced all those people that wanted to live in that type of way. It was still in progress, and it's still in progress now, where we are building all around the world sanctuaries where you know, people that want to live a certain way can come and be a part of those communities. And so yes, that's the work. And anyone who's doing the opposite, dealing with tashash or chaos, you know, you leave them alone, and they will eventually get removed. So it's either you live peacefully with nature, or nature will find a way to get rid of you.
Okay. Appreciate it as always, Zamal. Wadu.
Wadu, Zamal. All right, let me see what other questions we have. Unless you have any.
One more.
Yeah, go ahead.
So my question is, why, like, the Bible was written a couple years ago, and you know, Christianity began a couple years ago, and people have been using Jesus Christ for as long as, you know, I can remember. So why now? Why is your group choosing to come out now with all of these said truths?
Okay. The thing is, first thing you have to know is that it was prophesied and it's told in your biblical books of this time. It's just that what you think is going to happen and what it was saying is going to happen, the reality of it, are two different things. Because you do have the being that you people refer to as Lucifer, the light bearer, the one that is here to set you on the wrong path, or to trick you, or to make you not wake up. All of this was spoken about. So when you look at the books of Malachi, as we say, which is the last book in what you call the Old Testament, it talks about the Son of Righteousness coming with healing in his wings. When you look at the books that you're calling the New Testament, it talks in what people call the Apocrypha, or the books of Revelation, or the books that is talking about the end of the world. It talks about this time coming. When you look at the Quran, it also talks about, you know what I mean, the Nasrani, or the Nazarites, or the Ansarullah coming. And it's just that different people tried to interpret it, but they didn't have the double-edged sword in terms of the ability to translate and break down what is really saying. And the master teacher was able to do that, and explaining to you that if you read, it talks about an angel coming. Books of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 1 is talking about the angel coming, right? Michael, Mikael in Arabic, or Marduk, or Murdoch, or, you know what I mean, in different tongues and cultures. So it says that when he comes, you read the whole of it, it tells you all that's going to happen, and talks about this, the seven horns, which you see on the front of the book I was reading. There you go. It talks about the wars and all the rumors of wars and all the things that are going to happen. And then if you start reading from, say, chapter 18, read verse 2, and it's talking about what's going to take place after all these things have happened. Ironically, read chapter 9, verse 11, 9/11. Go and read that now, and then look at what took place at 9/11. You look at what it talks about with the trumpet being blown, and what name relates to the trumpet or trumpet, right? So it talks about all these things. It says, come out of her, my people, so that you will not partake of the plagues, because of her iniquities have reached the heavens. And it talks about lots of things, and then it says what's going to happen. It's just that we're not just coming out now. It was prophesied that Michael which is the same word Michael, as I said, the angel Michael was going to come. And because you've got the dragon and his angels, yeah, the dragon ties into Draco, Draconians, reptilians, that they were cast down to this planet because there was a war. Go to Revelation 12 verse 7 and read, or in fact read the whole of chapter 12. So a lot of these books, religious books, have some truths in them, what people will consider prophecy, but they're coming from the older scriptures or tablets or things that have been found, but just misinterpreted over the time to the point where people don't really know what it's saying. But the one with the double-edged sword, having the ability to translate Arabic and Hebrew and break down words and give you word for word, yeah, what's going to happen. We've got a lot of the books like the Torah, the Psalms, the Injil, the Quran, all of those books have been translated by the master teacher because he is the one that people have been waiting for, right? But they've just been given, a misdirection. So when we are here, when we are teaching truth, like it says, all false things will perish. The only thing that can stand against truth is truth. Everything else can be deciphered and broken down, and it will fall apart if it's not on a sound foundation. Unfortunately for some, that time of lies and everything is over. It's like the 6,000 years of misinformation and lies is over as of the year 2000. So now we're here to give you the truth, and anyone else on the planet who's giving you truth, because all those people are going to come together in teaching and giving truth against those who are trying to suppress, lie, deceive, give you misinformation, etc. And it's down to you now to what? Know good from evil, because now your eyes are open, like the whole story of the devil and serpent telling Eve and Adam about if they eat the fruit, they're either going to die or their eyes are going to be open to know good from evil. What's the purpose of knowing good from evil if you're not going to put it into practice? The purpose of knowing danger from, being out of danger so that you don't get caught up in danger. So by you knowing, which is the first part, the word knowledge, to know, not to believe, to know. Because think about it. If you know where you're going, right? Let's just make it simple. You're going somewhere. You don't know where you're going. That's chaos. That's confusion. That's, how am I going to get there? I might be late because I'm supposed to be there at a particular time and I don't know where I'm going. So you're going to be asking people, like, how do I get there? But if you know where you're going, let's say you have a sat nav, all you have to do, satellite navigation, all you have to do is punch in the zip code or the postcode, as we say over here, and it knows where to take you. And that's it. You're calm, you're relaxed, you're chilling. It even tells you the ETA or the projection of, estimated time of arrival. You see what I mean? So if you know your house, your home, you know where you're going, you're confident. You know you're going to get there. You know your key is going to fit through the door. But have the wrong key and not know what house you're going into and the wrong key to try and turn the lock, you're not going to get in, right? So these are things that we're saying, that the truth makes you free and you're just confident, you're relaxed, you have no fear, and you know where you're going, So we're here because it's the right time. It's a prophecy that every 24,000 years, the sun cycle comes and everything is renewed and the truth is made clear to everyone. And you've only been under the spell for the last 6,000 years, which may seem like a long time, but it's actually a small period of time, and specifically more so in the last 4,000 years and the last 2,000 years of, the last of the religion, 1,400 years ago, Islam, and 2,000 years ago of what people are calling Christianity, which really is a small period of time. So we're here, we ain't going nowhere. too many of us is dangerous. All right, Celestial, I want to thank you so much for your donation. It helps us. Every little counts, every little helps, because we are trying to build and do more, give you more value constantly. So support us with the t-shirts, support us by subscribing, you know, liking the videos, commenting on the videos, you know what I'm saying? Like, help to do the work of spreading Wu-Sabat, because this is the day and time. And try it for yourself and see, and it works. And that's it. So, unfortunately,
What's happening next week?
Oh, next week is my Earth Day. So, those of you who have been telling me to take a break and rest and do I sleep and all of that, I'm not going to be available next week. Same day, same time, same place, because, yeah, that is the time I will take a little bit of time off. You know, and if anybody wants to, yeah, what do you say, send us a coffee or something? We don't drink coffee, by the way, that's just a term. But yeah, so next week there won't be any live on Tuesday, but as usual, Saturday classes will be there going ahead. And you can always get your questions answered on the Telegram group, the official OSM Ask Us Anything Telegram group. All right, that's how we keep it going. We don't stop. It keeps going on even when we end these lives. So thank you every single one who has been supporting us from the get-go, from the beginning, that are still loyal. Most people have transformed their lives. You know, we get the feedback all the time, how Wu-Sabat, how the master teacher, Partner Bab Yanun, has really helped them to be a better person, live a better life, and they're growing, and that's a wonderful, good thing. It's about love and unity, yeah? It does take time when you're building, you know, you don't just, even when you walk past and you see a building, you might see the foundation, but every time you pass that building with the scaffolding, every day you see that it's developing, right? And the next time you see it, it's like, wow, that building's finished. But that had to take many skills, many people of different walks of life, you know, electricians, plasterers, paint and decorators, architects, you know, the list goes on and on. So many hands do make light work, and help us to help you to help the world.